For all the rhetoric we hear from politicians about making life easier for working families, there's little to show for it, at least in Florida. The National Partnership for Women and Families released a report card today grading states on how well the state's policies support working families. And on a scale of A to F, we got a D. Vicki Shabo is the Director of Work and Family Programs with the National Partnership for Women and Families. She actually headed up the research for this report. Vicki, not great news for Florida. Why did we fare so badly?
Not great news for Florida. Florida basically fails its families. Florida received a D in our report, expecting better. Florida does provide some extended parental leave and family leave for state workers, but Florida does nothing beyond what federal law does for new parents in the private sector that need to take care of a new child, need some time to stay home with a new child, and really offers no other protections to new parents with respect to their work life.
So does this research, Vicki, relate specifically to time off when a child is born, when a child is sick? Tell us the parameters of how you rated state by state.
This research looked at a range of public policies that help new parents when a child arrives. So we looked at how states fared relative to federal law, the Federal Family and Medical Leave Act. We looked at whether states offered paid leave to new parents, paid sick days to new parents, and also at state laws related to the rights for nursing mothers at work.
You know, and Vicki, it is really frightening. I mean, the majority of people at one point or another in their lives end up having a family. What kind of changes can we make, and what power do we as citizens have in making our voices heard to perhaps affect some of those changes?
That is a great question. In terms of the changes that we should be asking our elected officials to see, we need paid leave. Parents, children, businesses, and our government actually fare much better. Parents have access to a short time of leave even after a child is born. We need paid sick days policies. Currently, about 45% of workers in Florida do not have a single paid sick day. That means it's hard for women to be able to go to the doctor when they have a new child, and it's hard for parents to be able to take children to the doctor when their child is sick or when their child needs to stay home. Well, that's crazy, and we are one of the only countries that doesn't have these laws.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for a parent to go to work and be able to focus well on work when they know that their child is sick at home. So I can see why this is so important. Vicki, just with about 10 seconds remaining, did you notice any geographical trends where people or states tended to score better versus worse?
California gets the highest grade with an A-, and Connecticut also gets an A-. Those states have paid family leave insurance policies and paid sick days policies, respectively.
All right. Well, we really appreciate you talking with us. Vicki Shabo.